Hello again, here we are. I thought we'd have a bit of a change today. We're going to have a look at a brand new car seat on the market. It's literally just arrived today from Cybex. As you well know, Cybex are one of the premium brands on the market, and certainly one of our favourite brands as far as car seats are concerned. They are well known for making good, safe car seats, which is one of my personal favourites. So what have we got here today? Well, the Pallas, this is a Pallas G eye size. As we said, there's been different versions of the Pallas over the years, and what the Pallas does is it uses shield technology rather than having a harness for that younger child. Now, with it being a group 1, 2, 3, what happens is the the shield comes away, and once the child is finished using the shield, then it uses the adult seat belt, and it lasts them all the way up. I know you'll be saying, oh, you know, child's always safest left rear facing. You're absolutely correct. We would always recommend that you leave a child rear facing for as long as possible in the relevant seat. But there are certain situations, once they get over that there's either not enough room in the car, or no leg room, etc., then a forward-facing seat is the only option for you. Now, if we're talking about this one, with it being an eye-size seat and forward-facing, then it means it cannot be used for a child under 15 months of age. So, as I say, it has to be a minimum of 15 months, and in fact, also has to be a minimum of 76 centimetres. Sorry, it's brand new out, and I haven't quite got my details quite right at the moment. But anyway, we'll run through how the seat works. So, on the previous version of, and my dummy unfortunately isn't quite tall enough, I haven't got a big enough dummy to show it correctly, but it will give you a rough idea. So, what happens here is the shield literally goes round the front of the child. Now, what happened previously with the old Pallas was that the seatbelt then had to come round. It was always a little bit fiddly, especially in certain cars, because you're having to climb in to be able to put the seatbelt through, and you're never quite sure, or some people weren't quite sure whether they've got it tight enough. This is slightly different. This actually has buttons actually on the shield. So literally, just like your own seatbelt, you're clicking that in at one side, so it does mean that you don't have to even undo everything. You can just do it like that, put the child in, you come to here, again, just like a seatbelt button that you use yourself, you're clipping that in, and then basically you're pulling that tight. So basically you're pulling that tight, and everyone says, oh yeah, it is it's very claustrophobic, a bit tight for the child. It is scooped out underneath, so there's no problem as far as that's concerned. I mean, obviously it's designed to do the job, and what it's doing is restraining the child, and it's unlike a harness which comes down over the shoulders, which does mean in an absolute frontal impact, the head will come forward, the shoulders are held back, and there's pressure on the back of the neck. What happens on a shield is it's all across the chest, so it spreads that load and it curls over, the body curls over the shield. So it spreads those forces out, hopefully preventing any serious consequences. As the child grows, then obviously you can alter this, so it comes in and out depending on the depth of the child, and you're simply unclipping it and away we come. To be able to use this now, so again, you're not using the seatbelt at all, it uses the ISOfix system in the car. So what you've got here is two arms, there's an arm either side, and it also uses a top tether. The top tether is a third ISOfix point in the car. Generally speaking, it's around the back of the seat, so basically you'd be putting it in just the same as normal. So I've latched in the ISOfix on the back of here, and then I'm pushing the seat back so it goes towards the back of the vehicle seat. And generally speaking, the third ISOfix point You may not know it's there, but generally they're now marked with an anchor. And if you look into behind the seat itself, there'll be a third ISOfix point, so a little metal bar about 4 or 5 centimetres wide. And what happens is this simply has a clip on it. So that clips on, and again, everything has to have a guide, so when it's not tight enough, it's red, but when you pull that tight enough, it does turn to green. So you know that everything's fitted correctly. So you've got a green on the top tether, and at the side here, we've got a green indicator at either side. What you're also getting with that is you have a slight recline. So unlike some of the older Shield technology seats, they didn't feature anything. This now has a recline on it as well as Cybex have a patented headrest. So basically when you've got the child in the seat, you can put that headrest back, which means that the head, if they fall asleep, naturally goes backwards. They're not going to be falling forwards all the time. In an accident, very similar to the headrest you have in your car, this will come forward, which then stops any whiplash or reduces whiplash injuries. As the child grows, it simply grows with them. That will take a child up to 150 centimetres. Legally, they only have to be in a seat until 1 metre 35 tall, but it will go to 1 metre 50, so even for a taller, younger child, you can still have the added assurance that they are in a seat. You might come along and say, well, there's quite a bit of movement on here. Again, it's designed like that. It all helps to absorb energy. You've also got these extra side impact pads on the back. Again, if you got hit from the side, and the car door came through, it would hit these bits first, and again it's all part of absorbing energy, which keeps the child in the safety zone inside and keeps them safe while everything around them is absorbing the energy. And that moves simply up and down on there. I didn't show you, obviously there's a guide to put the seatbelt in, so all we're doing is putting the seatbelt through the guide. It comes over the top and locks into place. That guide obviously moves up and down with the headrest, so it means that you're keeping that belt always in the correct place. So you want it from level or just above the shoulder. So if you have it too high, it'll cut across the neck, and again, that's not ideal. You want it just across the shoulder here. So once you can move that into the relevant position, you've got it spot on for your child. So that is the Pallas G I-size. The I-size bit means that it's tested to the newest European regulations, which is the R129 standard, and that shows over the old R44 standard several improvements, and one of those improvements is the testing that they're doing as regards to side impact testing. So that is the Pallas G I-size, literally brand new in, and it'll be a popular seat. Thank you.